This has got to be it. Hello, Mr. Alatorre. This is Margaret Hively from Shepherd University, and this is my informative speech. Hello, everyone. This is Margaret Hively, and today I would like to tell you about a state that's often called wild and wonderful, or almost heaven. This state is West Virginia. I've grown up my entire life in West Virginia. I was born in Charleston, and I now go to school at Shepherd University, so I'm well-traveled throughout the state. I also took many classes throughout my schooling about West Virginia history, so I'm pretty confident in what I'm going to say to you today. Today I would like to tell you how West Virginia became a state and the reasons it broke apart from Virginia. There were three main reasons that West Virginia broke apart. They were, first, they were geographically distant from the southeastern part, what is currently Virginia. There's a long string of mountains called the Appalachians that run through about where Virginia and West Virginia are separated. This made travel between the two halves very difficult. People wouldn't even go from one half to the other. It was mainly you were either in the southeast or you were in the northwest. It wasn't a very communal place. The second reason was economically. The southeast, what is now Virginia, was a lot wealthier. They had more money, they had plantations and more slaves, and had more opportunities for better activities, different activities than, say, the Northwest. The Northwest was mainly smaller farms, family-oriented. You lived on your own farm and you worked the land. You didn't have a huge plantation or anything like that. You had different activities. So it was a very clear division between southeast and northwest. The third reason, and probably the most important, was politically they felt different about issues. The Southeast wanted to secede with the Confederacy when the Confederacy formed the Confederate States. The Northwest, however, decided that they did not want to do that. They decided that they would like to stay part of the Union. Well, it takes more than a certain group of people deciding they want to stay for them to actually stay. The Union would have to agree to having them. And at first the Union was unsure. Why do you think the Union was unsure? Because West Virginia, or currently Northwest Virginia, was a slave state. They had many slaves. So the people of West Virginia, or Northwestern Virginia, decided that they would ask the Union if they could be in it, propose it to the Senate. The Senate, however, said no, you are a slave state and that would unbalance what we have going on in the Union. So just go ahead and leave with Virginia, we'd rather not have you. So West Virginians decided, no, they definitely want to be part of the Union. So what they did was Senator Wiley came up with an amendment that he thought could be a good compromise for West Virginia. That compromise was for West Virginia to let all free slaves go once they reach 21, or all slaves go to be free once they reach 21. That would cut it about in half, who was slaves and who wasn't. Everyone under 21 would stay a slave, and there was no talk of a gradual emancipation. Instead, it was just going to be cut and dry, 21 and under, slave, over 21, free. This angered some people because they wanted it their way. They did not want a compromise. But when West Virginia tried again, and they decided they would tack on the Wiley Amendment, and they decided to propose it to the Senate, so the Senate finally agreed. So now, once they're in, the Senate said they're in, West Virginia would have to all agree as a state to be part of the Union. And since some people were angry about the compromise, this was a big problem, because they didn't know if, as a state, they would agree, since they were so upset about the Wiley Amendment. So what happened was that West Virginia did agree, and they decided to be part of the Union. According to usgennet.org, Little Kanawha, Vandalia, and West Virginia were all given as names for West Virginia to choose from. But obviously, they chose West Virginia. An important fact about this is that West Virginia is only one of two states that seceded with the Confederacy with another state and actually came back to the Union. This is from AmericanCivilWar.org. So I would like to thank you for your time and for listening to me, and I hope you are a little bit more interested in West Virginia after hearing this. Thank you.